the marathon now, which is really
True.
changing. The transformation is happening. So I would
Yeah.
like to know any funny kind of event which has happened to you, because being an Indian, you have gone to so many parts of the world, and then and people didn't believe that you're going to run because you are an Indian, like the marathon. Yeah. So
Oh yeah, definitely. There are some incidents. One of the favorite one for me is people call me Aylesbury Parker. In in America, somewhere you're running in Chicago, someone calls me Aylesbury Parker. That's
wow,
they don't know
wow,
my name probably because they
yeah, yeah,
recognize my face in Indian, someone from
yeah,
Aylesbury. I'm not
yeah,
wearing any of the Aylesbury T-shirt or anything to recognize Aylesbury, but they still see that. That's a great feeling when you run in different continent of the world, and then
yeah,
you
yeah,
being identified as this icon here.
yeah,
It was a
yeah,
great feeling.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then there is another incident I would like to share. It's quite a funny one, but yeah, a bit touchy as well. 2017, after this Ironman, I decided to take a break from high intense activities. Did a lot of walking and hiking. So a school friend of mine and me, went to Kilimanjaro for hiking. I don't know how much you know about it, but yeah, there will be like for each there will be 4 or 5 porters carrying our luggages and all up and down, setting up our tents, cooking, stuff like that. We carry a small backpack for a day or so. So I'll not go in detail, but I'll come to the end of it. After we came down, there is always a celebration. Uh, the party is given by the guide and the porters to you, and then you tip them, and then that's how it works. So at the end of the celebration, we gave them quite good tip uh, to our team. And then that head guide, broke down literally. He was in tears, saying he was just looking at the packet we gave him, and then he started saying, "You know what? I didn't wanted to tell you this, but I will share anyway. When you both came, the day one, that's when the teams get assigned. It seems so they wouldn't know who they are going with, the porters and the guide and all. They just come on the day and they assign it to the team and they go." So he said, my all other guides, fellows, and porters were saying, "You got 2 Indians on your team. So good luck. Carry 2 stretchers with you, and good luck with your what do you call the tip money. You probably won't get any tip." This is the mentality probably they had, and he was like, "Yeah, I felt proud when he said that. We are changing that,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
definitely, yeah,
Yeah, the perception is changing around the globe,
yeah."
definitely. Which is really good to know. Yeah. So I have one question for you, Som. Next one. Okay. This is regarding the diet. I know you are from Kolkata. So and rasagullas and gulab jamuns and rasmalai and so many sweets. How did you control yourself for past 2 years? It's really hard. The moment I see them, it's so tempting. I can't stop eating them. I'm not supposed to, but how did you manage that? So it's diet is important or physical exercise is important? How do you start the change?
Well, I'm not actually from Calcutta, but that didn't help me because anybody from Bengal would
Yeah,
attack
sorry,
this
yeah,
with
Bengal, West
something.
Bengal, I would say. Yeah.
You put a rasgulla in a mouth and it all becomes goal. But anyway, uh, um, there's something quite intelligent I heard from one of my school friends who's a dean at IIM Bangalore, Saurav Mukherjee. He didn't kick a ball in his childhood, but he now runs 50-kilometer marathons. So
Wow.
he said that your body is more intelligent than you. So you need to fool it while you are going through the journey of transformation. So I have not left any of those rasgullas or rasmalais or anything of the sweet. I
Mm.
have just toned it down in terms of um, I would eat sweet only once in 10 days. That discipline has to come, and
Perfect.
just half or probably not eat at all. Take
Mm.
some other sweet. There are
Mhm.
always alternatives of sweets in this country, specifically. Oatmeals are there. There are loads of cakes made out of non-sugary stuff. So whatever you eat, you need to cheat meal once every 10 days or every 15 days. And weigh your, don't go for binge eating. The problem we have,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
more than the body needs, just because of our palate.
Yeah.
As you said, being Bengali, you rush for sweet.
Sweet, yes.
That needs to be toned down. So you eat in intervals of 15 days, those cheat meals, but you always eat very, very specific quantity and weigh what you eat, attach it to a perfect calorie. You get lots of free apps today. For instance, I use Healthify Me, which is more of Indian, so it gives us the correct calories, but always weigh. It's a simple kitchen scale you take. Even a rasgulla or a rasmalai, weigh it up. Otherwise, you end up eating 5 or 6 of them.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the problem with us. The ones we start and we can't stop. So that's good. So the discipline is important, you're saying. Yeah, the control, the self-control and the discipline.
But if you start, so to go back to the question that do you diet or you do exercise? It depends upon the age you start, because if you are about 50, you need to first do exercise and then do dieting, because if you start dieting, cutting down your food intake can reduce your energy levels and hence not allow you to do exercise.
Okay, got it.
So
Yeah.
first do your exercises, get into the habit, and good inputs from Madhu as to that strength training has to come in, that strength exercises of running, biking, so that your legs are strong, and then you start toning down your food. Because if you start toning down your food early, your nutritional value goes down, and hence you will feel very tired and very depressed.
You can't do anything. Yeah, you can't do anything.
Anytime you start exercising, you won't be able to sustain that pressure on yourself to go out and exercise. So you need to first do exercise and then do dieting. I have a problem with this word diet, because I really didn't do any diet. I have just toned down whatever I had. So I still have rice, but instead of the usual white basmati rice, I use brown rice, which is more fibrous. Wheat is something which is very dangerous for the body. After I not for my daughter or for kids or young people like Bharat. So it's okay for them, but for us who are more younger at mind rather than the body, we need to cut the wheat, because that is not fibrous, that stays in our body longer, bloats our stomach, and so on and so forth. So I did get the wheat and the bread out completely, but all olive oils or canola oils or coconut oil is very good. So that's the change of food I did. I should not call it dieting, because I regularly hit the 1900 calories or 2000 calories. The app used to tell me based on my gender, age, target weight, all those things. So you need a guide, but I don't think you should do dieting, because
I agree. The way we eat, basically, the food content. That's what rather saying dieting.
4 things will be compromised if you do dieting, because you tend to then cut everything of what you eat. So, and just go and start binge eating fruit and veg, which is not actually correct. So the fat, the carbs, the proteins, and the fiber needs to be properly balanced.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. I'd just like to add there. I completely agree with Som, and is bang on perfect on that question there. People who start dieting, they won't do long, just because they go completely stop eating what they like and all. Never do that. You need to treat yourself once in a while with less quantity. That's it. You completely stop. You may do 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Probably you can't control too much. Probably can do a year, and then you're like, I'm punishing myself. You should never feel like a punishment.
Exactly.
If that feels, then you go into binge eating, and say you come out of this, and you probably make it worse than you lose all the advantages you had, and you'll go into the other direction.
Correct. Absolutely right, Madhu. That's what most of the people do. That's why they can't continue. like they can't sustain, if you do the dieting part, including myself. So like 10 days I'll be quiet, and then after 10th day I will have so much to eat, which is really not good. So it's a good tip, I would say, good advice that changes the perception totally. Like, don't say it's dieting, it's a change the way you eat, the things what you eat, and treat yourself. Motivation is important, the reward is important for you to keep going, which is good. Good. Okay. So next question is for Bharat actually. So Bharat, I have seen you, like even your wife has complained that you go out for jog or run every day in the morning, 5:30 or 6. You disturb her a lot. So how you keep motivated? Like how you face all those challenges? Like every day it is like raining or snow or hot sun. Like how you so consistent? Been so consistent?
I think also just like Som and also Madhu said, you have to somehow trick yourself into doing those things, because at the end of it there must be some reward. Not
Yeah.
too much, but just a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think 5:30 is too early for even for me. But no, I think the interesting thing was when I started doing the 5K, restarted doing it. You do 5 and I say, oh, I'm done. I've achieved something. But then you tell yourself next time, I can do 5 points. Let's try 5.5, and then you go that bit distance. So every week it was trying to increase the distance, which means you have to leave early or stay out longer. And as I said earlier on, if you bump into people, I always bumped into Som and I think Rajdeep as well when they used to walk, and that's good. You meet somebody, you're motivated, and then you see Madhu just flying past. He's running at 10 kilometers per hour, and you think, oh my God, I have to do it. And that's the thing. You meet people, and of course, last year we couldn't meet lots of people, but one way we did meet people was when we went out, either walking or jogging. So it was I think sometimes it's internal motivation. You have to say, I want to go just that little bit further. And that's how it kept increasing the distance. And finally, I think you also need to set yourself maybe I
Goal.
think we'll say it, some kind of goal, but signing up for some event or competition, then you'll say, okay, I think I need to do it. And especially now with running, unless you're an elite runner or you're trying to beat some other time, most of the times you're trying to beat your own previous effort.
Yeah.
So if you did well in one event, you say, okay, I want to do something else in the next one. And that's how, with the marathon, when I signed up, I called Madhu, I said, I'm going to do it, but I think I'll need your help, because just do it. And doing it on your own, if you do it on an event, you've got all the people cheering for you, and there's a lot of motivation. And do it in this virtual time, it was very difficult. So having somebody like him who was always there, guiding, saying, yeah, it's only a little bit more, keep going, and if you stop, it's okay to stop, but you have to start again. So, and it's one of those things where it somehow, at least personally for me, it helps me develop patience and just you continue. It has other benefits later on. So apart from the physical motivation, then mentally as well, somehow I find it calms us down quite a lot.
Yeah. This is what I was about to ask next. Like what are the benefits other than physical benefits? And we know that our body get toned, and what are the benefits? As you said, it makes you calm, more relaxed, right? Get focused, improves your concentration, attention, and all that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it goes. I think you hear it all the time, but once you experience it yourself, you begin to believe it, because so many times when you've had a bad day at work or something and you want to forget that, just doing that walk or even a 2K or 3K run outside somehow refreshes you. You forget it for that time period, or you take out all the frustration when you're outside.
Yeah.
And when you come home, you don't have all the pent up anger or energy. So I found it really, even in some really trying times, okay, forget it, go out, come back, and then it really helps. And
that's good.
and that seems to, I think a lot of people will agree with that. I think, to say it helps you, get yourself away
Yeah.
from that negative time.
Yeah. I think it's like a self-satisfaction, improves your self-esteem and self-confidence. Is that right? You can achieve it. You have done something
Yeah,
great, so that boosts
yeah,
your confidence and your mental kind of health improves. And
yeah,
it's very important in this pandemic situation, right? Because we don't have anything to look forward to go out or to do
yeah.
something, but
True.
we need to keep
Yeah.
ourselves occupied and improve our self-confidence and self-esteem. So yeah, that's really good. Good. So I
There's
have
just
one
one thing
question.
I would say, Kannan, is if you're going out in the rain or something, of course, always the difficulty is you look outside, you think, should I
Yeah.
do it today? Maybe tomorrow the weather is
Yeah.
nice, I'll go
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think if you step out, of course, have the right, gear with you, if you're going, doing stuff, carry water and all of that. But if you step out and do 5 minutes,
Yeah.
you already
Then
crossed that barrier of
barrier.
thinking I'll do it tomorrow. So that always, I'm sure everyone will say it, but now if I look out of the window, I think who will go now? But
Yes.
if you do it, then eventually you'll start getting used to it somehow. So
You're absolutely right. That's what happens with myself. Also, like I set the alarm at 5:30 or 6, saying that I'll wake up, I'll go for a walk in the morning itself or a jog, but I switch off the alarm and sleep. That discipline is not there because it's so dark and it's so cold. But as you're saying, yeah, once you start, then it becomes part of your routine, right? Once you do it
yeah.
for 21 days, it becomes your habit
Hmm.
rather than a routine, I would say. Like, this is my habit, this is what I do. So that discipline has to
Yeah.
come. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. So I have one question. See, we have, like, including myself, a lot of couch potatoes. So how do you convince the couch potatoes to become a champion? Not even a champion, at least like active people, because we are all from Asia, like, and we are prone for all these health problems.